Okay, today we are reacting to when rebranding fails. Gotta love these type of videos. Another Tommy NSG video, the first video on this channel, and I'm pretty sure I have an idea what he's gonna talk about. It's probably the Cenat like t-shirt branding thing he ended up trying to do. I'm not too sure about the details on that, but I actually haven't watched a video about it. So this would probably be a decent video to react to.
Some say rebranding as a content creator, artist, or creative anything is a make or break in a lot of people's careers. You can have good creator rebrands, like Speed going from a kid yelling slurs in his mom.
It's really depending what you mean by rebranding. It's kind of hard. Like, do you mean completely switching up on like what type of content you make? If it's that, yeah, I can agree. It can completely flop and stuff like that. I feel like a lot of rebranding most people do is definitely for YouTube. It's YouTubers switching to streaming, or basically streamers switching to YouTube full time. Like, they do a completely switch. Just say they end up getting sick of streaming, maybe like this did it for 10 years, want to switch back to YouTube. That's a completely switch, but usually they have the audience, usually okay. I would say a lot of them, it's kind of hard, but like a lot of content creators don't fully make or break their career by switching like that.
Basement at 3 a.m. and doing voodoo rituals or whatever you call this.
Bro, what is even the context of this? What was he doing?
Genuinely, we gotta ask, what the f was wrong with Speed in 2021? To now becoming one of the biggest live streamers in the world and breaking generations of propaganda from the media. But then you also have creators on the opposite side of rebranding, like Sneeko. Turning from a person who used to be labeled one of the most creative YouTubers on this platform for his unique style of videos, to now having to hang out with the sinister six of streaming and appealing to racists because that's how much his audience has got diluted. Either have a sand machine ground on your ball sack for 5 minutes, or have—
I feel like that happens a lot with these amount of content creators. Like, they end up slightly changing what type of videos they make, and they do it over and over again, and the audience keeps encouraging it until he basically just falls into this group, bro. I feel like it skews a lot of what people made that content originally for. That's why, like, if you go back in videos from ages ago and ask YouTubers, streamers, stuff like that, what they did YT for, and then you ask them again 2 years later, I would say a decent chance, if they blew up between those two times, that their idea of why they do content creation has skewed a little bit. Like, they still have like the key points why they started. Let's say like they're like me, I like reacting to stuff, so I'm obviously gonna say the same thing years down the line. But with this amount of them, they ends up like adding another one, like maybe getting rid of another reason why they did it before and stuff like that.
your sister in a room with these guys for 5 minutes. Me personally, I'm sorry for my offspring, but y'all can no longer be born. Sometimes these rebrands come naturally though, and I think those are always the best types. Just like how I mentioned Speed earlier.
It's something that happens over time. Let's say like somebody starts streaming and then they start doing more gaming content slowly. So they end up slowly being more of a gaming YouTuber than any other YouTuber they were before. That's technically a rebranding, and it's more of a slow one. I feel like one thing a lot of other YouTubers do is make their own like t-shirt brand, or like, not brand, have their own merch and have their own drinks and stuff like that.
Most of his rebranding came from him maturing from being a teenager that grew up on the internet and watching edgy creators, then actually went out in the real world and saw real people. There's a reason why the most edgiest creators on any platform, most of their audience is teenagers, because that's when you're the most on the internet and have the least life experience. There's also rebrands that are straight up a hard launch and the person is saying this is exactly how they're going to be moving like, which is usually more dangerous because it
is a big risk. Like, I don't think any content creation should just do that basically. It's kind of way too risky. Like, but like, what would they even do? But like, a lot of rebranding is slowly maturing, switching the type of content you would do. If he's talking about that, most people should do that naturally. But if you don't like this, you're gonna have a dead channel basically.
Telling the entire audience you built up that you're no longer that person they watched. And the newest rebrand we have from a big creator is none other than Cenat. I don't think we've had a hard launch rebrand from somebody as big as Cenat in a while. Not too long ago was he yelling "yacht" at women getting up on his stream.
So
I'm sorry. Let me lock him out real quick.
I mean, you know what? I bet. Go ahead.
The thought of an historian in the year 2900 going back to this time,
it's gonna be horrendous, bro.
Clips always crosses my mind. And now Kai's brand new look.
The fact that maybe I feel like these type of like the early 2000 to 2020s will be like the year to remember for most historians. or 1980s to 2000s and 20s. I'll tell you, this is when we made the most advancements in just technology around this time. So they will remember this type of stuff most likely. So this will eventually happen in the future, I'm guessing.
Look is him launching a fashion brand and trying to become a designer himself, while also self-helping himself by trying to fix his reading struggles and working out. Off the wording itself, it doesn't.
But the problem is, I'm guessing he fully quit streaming. Like, you can do all those stuff, but most people do it at the sidelines. They have their main, and they have the other stuff as hobbies. Like, let's say a YouTube wants to start vlogging, for example. They'll slowly start vlogging more and more and more until, but they still keep their main audience watching that one content style. Like, it's very a bad idea just to fully, yeah, you know how you guys just loved watching my content I made? Yeah, I'm not doing that anymore. I'm completely switching. I'm becoming a closed branding guy. Like, what?
Sound bad at all. There's been two reactions to this. One being people who just hate to hate and basically hate on anything Kai does. If Kai does something like save a cat from a tree, they're in the comments saying some like he's worse than Hitler. Then there's a other group of people who genuinely just find his rebrand corny and don't like it. And if you see my videos, I've defended Kai from random who just hate to hate on the internet. Or
in the end, I think it's a mix of him just bettering himself, and he probably just really wanted to make his own clothing brand for probably a couple years now. If he fully did a switch like this, it probably wasn't an impulse choice, since it is his main money from streaming and stuff like that. So I would still say fully switching is a bad idea, but like, he's just following his dreams in the end. Like, you gotta like encourage that. But you see like a lot of adults definitely like, we go to like maybe 50-year-olds that working their 9 to 5. They're like, if you'd ask him, a decent amount of them wouldn't have followed their dreams, and they don't regret it, but they wish they did, if that makes sense. I'll say it's pretty common that they just accepted that they never want to do their dreams and just gave up on it. So you got to kind of encourage it.
Try to find a random problem. But I've also been critical of Kai, and this rebrand was
executed terribly.
This all started back when he ended his subathon at the end of September in 2025. He hit 1 million subs, had 1 million viewers at the end. He had every celebrity in the book on it. LeBron James shaved his head on stream. We could have just left the last part. All we needed to see was the king on stream. And after his stream ended, he decided to take a long hiatus to spend it with his girlfriend, vacationing around the world, seeing different places. Kind of awkward knowing that now, considering they just went through a pretty public breakup and she's dissing all of his friends and people around him. On this vacation, he was probably trying to think of how he would even come back and be able to top what he just did. Like, if I was in Kai's position, I'm gonna be honest.
Yeah, a lot of people definitely, same thing that kind of happened with Fearless, I'm pretty sure. Like, I know it's kind of this insane, a long time ago that happened. If you ever know what his name is, you know what I'm talking about. He ended up having like the problem where he kept on trying to make his videos top the other videos. And the problem is, once you get past a certain amount, that is almost impossible. And for Kai's scenario, I don't think he'll ever will top it. But a lot of thing is, a lot of people put pressure on themselves to top that video. And it's just like a mental trying to get better thing and get better. And once you get to a cap where a lot of people do hit, like he's probably at a cap right now, where you don't really grow much more after that. But you already grown. Man's basically a fully sized tree at this point, like not a sapling. So it's kind of like he's put too much stress on trying to improve it, and he doesn't know what he could do to top it because there is probably nothing to top it. I feel like it happens with a lot of YouTubers, and then they end up stressing so much it burns them out, and they end up just quitting, basically.
I wouldn't know what the to do. I broke a record that probably won't be beat in our lifetime and had LeBron James on at the same time. I gotta end off everything with that. Which is why he announced in a video on January 13th that he's officially quitting streaming. And it turns out that was actually clickbait, shocker. The whole video was an announcement for his fashion brand and showing his journey on making his clothing brand, while also announcing he's been secretly posting videos on another channel that will document his journey. This was probably the worst thing he did in his rebrand and is the thing people are making fun of the most. In the reading videos, one weird thing he does is flex the phone timer after his reading time is supposed to end to show people that he's become a reading god above the average human brain input and output.
Location, creating, and implementation intention is a strategy you can use. You can use, pair a new habit with a specific time and location. The implementation intention formula is I will behave.
I'm not too sure if that is flexing though. I'm pretty sure just telling people that he actually did read for that amount of time.
Time and location. Habit stacking is a strategy you can use. Ability of ending the emotional pain, which can open the door for you. Ladies and gentlemen, it's been 30 minutes.
Implementation intention is a strategy that you can use. that you can use if you already want a 40v1.
Like, alright, man, we get it. You now have reached the same reading comprehension as Shakespeare. If he didn't put this timer bit into the reading videos, it wouldn't have received even close to the amount of hate it's getting. In the comments of all the vids,
it's kind of hard, but you do need a type. It's depending on what he's doing. If it's just like a vlog of him reading, you don't need a timer. But if it's like a cut down video and stuff like that, you need the timer. Like, but if you're just in a vlog and man just goes, yeah, reading, phone, reading, flex, you know, like it's kind of stupid.
People are basically clowning him, saying he's trying too hard to be performative with it, and also are saying he's reading but not actually comprehending.
That's the thing, though. I was going to talk about it when he was reading. He's speed reading, which is kind of iffy. With speed reading, like, you can get through a book fast, sure, but are you really understanding it? Like, you have to read a book at pretty medium speed if you want to, like, truly be able to comprehend what it's saying. If you're speed reading and only focusing on speed reading, you're not going to focus on the book of what you're reading. And it's horrible for longevity as well. Like, if you're not focusing on the book you're reading and you're speed reading, the book will never make sense to you, but you're not, like, trying to comprehend it at all.
What it's saying. Something that could have made it better is if he showed some notes that he was writing down while reading the books to show that he was actually retaining the information and keeping what the book's actually saying in his head. Unironically, middle school teachers got one up on that. They was right on that, because you do not retain shit after reading a book for the first time. But that timer thing was gonna cook him either way. He's got to put that one in the closet. Overall, it is good he's actually taking initiative to improve himself, though. And there's clips too where he doesn't understand a word, so he searches up what it means on camera, where people are clowning him for not knowing a word's meaning, which
clowning on somebody because that is dog. If they're trying to improve yourself, it's like, let's say somebody's trying, like, they haven't read a book in like 10 years, so they're kind of cooked at reading a book, and then they read it and they forget what a word, and you start clowning on them. That's kind of just dog activities, man. It's like you're trying to shit on somebody else's improvement.
Mine's so weird. People will always say try to improve yourself by reading books or going to the gym or learning whatever habit. And when you showcase yourself trying to improve yourself, they just clown. In 2026, and can't even be curious about something without getting the sped allegations. Meanwhile, those same people are fat chuds on the internet that do nothing but comment on people's all day. And we kind of do need more people reading, at least in America, because the amount of people's reading comprehension has gone down is atrocious. I know this as a creator because I'll say something, a person won't even finish the video or just pause on that part, then go in the comment section writing a whole paragraph explaining why they hate me and how my take is wrong. Half the population reads at a 6th grade.
That happens way too much on the internet, though. They'll hear the first bit of the take and just... like, you need more than the first bit of just a take, man.
Level here. We gotta start doing reading clubs again. I'm glad to be in the group of Gen Z kids that got out school right when AI was about to hit. Because if I was in school right now, I'll let y'all know, I would be a couple of octaves dumber than I already am. Then there's the fashion pivot. On that same channel, he's posting videos of him learning how to make clothes for his fashion brand, which doesn't have as much hate as the reading, but it's more of the way he presents it, I would say. His fashion brand is called Vivette, and one way he's advertising it is with his own journal. The journal having designs and sketches of what he wants in it. And the way he's talking about this journal and flexing it, you would think he's writing some new verses for the...
So he's glazing it, okay.
Even on the Vivette website, the only way you can see the journal is if you sign up and join the waitlist. So it's clear the journal is the main marketing tactic he has for his whole fashion brand, which isn't an uncommon thing. Every fashion designer has their own type of documentation of the process of making a product. Kanye is somebody who did this a lot and showed off his sketches. It's confusing on Kai's vision for it because in different videos he's saying so many things about what it's supposed to be, and he's changing the camera quality on the videos to make it look more like a documentary, which is now being called the performative quality. The funniest one has got to be him recording himself writing in his journal on a 3DS, which got deleted.
I don't think it's a bad idea him doing this type of content or making his own fashion, but how he executed telling everybody and started doing it was a horrendous idea. But like him following his dreams itself is a pretty good idea. I feel like most people should try and follow their dreams at least a little bit.
I don't know how to describe it. It's like a track, right? And then everybody's on it, and then when you achieve a lot or you do good, you start to succeed. You start to exceed it. Like you start to keep going.
I have no idea what he's talking about, bro.
At a crazy the way like I'm a little dark and shit. Like shit dark for me. But as soon as I hold this journal up, it's like more focused on it.
Okay, bro.
That journal better have the cure to cancer the way he's showing it. Crazy thing is, even if the journal does have good designs and people want to buy it, the videos have cooked anything associated to it. People will just look back at the videos and start dying laughing. There was absolutely zero need to record this video on a 3.
Yeah, I don't think it's a good idea, him recording his journey and stuff like that, and him selling his designs or like getting people to sign up for it, but making videos of you just writing down and just fucking almost dancing, it's kind of like, just wrap it up, man. It doesn't seem like it's gonna be a good idea for the internet.
I feel like
definitely because how big he is. Like,
even he looked back at this and said, all right, I'm doing too much. While people were memeing the whole thing, it also opened the floodgates of old clips showing COD trying to fit in with certain things where you can't put it any other way. He's just saying some to be performative for the camera.
Yo, if you could describe your outfit with a song, what would it be?
Viva La Vida by Cosplay. These is kind of busted up, but headphones.
You do not use those. You do not use those. Why you capping this? He does not use those.
No. Yeah, he do. Look. These are the 16, 15 iPhones.
Thank you. These don't work.
No, it just broke today.
How it broke?
You can use
Okay,
AirPods. We know you're rich, dog. And before people get on my ass for wearing these wired headphones, look back the past 4 years. I've been wearing these in every single video.
bro, yeah, I don't think I've ever not seen him with a video of these on.
Past 4 years, all right? I'm not faking. I'm not sure why he does it or if he tries to do it subtly so people don't know.
He's trying to be more like, what's the word for it? Oh yeah, he's trying to be more relatable and stuff like that. Like, if he just goes out, starts flexing, he'll make himself look less relatable. But he's trying too hard to look relatable, which I feel like trying to look relatable itself is kind of, it's not usually a good idea. Like, you could try to be more relatable, but just like saying stuff that's more relatable and stuff like that. But like, you fully just buying crappy AirPods that broke just to look relatable is kind of cringy, man.
Much. But in 2026, with all the forms of social media we got, people are gonna be able to tell when you're faking it. I do believe, though, that even with all these performative shenanigans, he actually got into fashion and likes it. You can tell his fashion game has changed a lot in the past couple of years. And I'm sure people will say that this whole thing is fake or a grift.
I wouldn't say so. I would say he's doing it because he just likes fashion design and wanted to do it for a while now.
Because it happened so soon. That can happen to anyone with anything, though. Sometimes you get into something and like it so much a lot in a short
Plus, he couldn't have just maybe not talked about it on the internet, like,
period of time.
Some people expect, like, YouTubers, streamers to talk about everything they ever want to do hobby-wise. Like, if they want to pick up a hobby and not tell it so they don't get credit, like, he just probably just didn't tell anybody or tell his fan base about it, like, and was just trying to learn it because it's just a fun thing to do.
You want to start trying it yourself or going out into that industry. The way he's advertising it, though, is way too informative. There's clips of him walking around with the journal in Paris Fashion Week, and it looked like he was protecting an ancient scripture that had burned down what vaporized half of humanity's information.
Well, that's kind of cringe.
Wow.
Before I saw these clips, honestly, I didn't understand why people were saying the rebrand is performative. And as soon as I saw these clips, I understood why. Whoever told him on his team that this will look tough gotta be fired.
Yeah, honestly, that's just kind of cringe, bro.
Probably looking confused as hell. This isn't to say that Kai's clothing brand is gonna come out and look trash or ugly, but it's more of the marketing tactic and how it was done. In fact, I think a lot of the people hating saying the clothes are gonna look ass would start wearing it if all of a sudden people actually...
Yeah, that's like one of the switch up things, bro. People go on the hate train, but if they start losing the hate train, they go back to like him and probably would buy it if it's merch. So if the design's actually good, the people would buy it in the end. But the problem is because how he set it up, a lot of people will be clowning on it, even if he does launch it.
Start wearing it out. One thing Kai's gonna mainly struggle with in the fashion industry is trying to have this new persona while his old clips still being mega viral and out there. Which is why I said at the start, it's better when a transformation naturally happens on its own and isn't a hard pivot. Because not only is he gonna get low broed by the fashion elites there and they'll just see him as the streamer guy. Also, it's the clips and what type of streamer he was, doing a bunch of goofy stuff for stream. It's way easier for you to be a small content creator and have collabs with bigger content creators because content creators are usually more genuine, which can lead to you blowing up and having your own career. The fashion industry is just like the music industry. It's cutthroat. They'll tell you if your his ass, or a company will deny making the clothes because they don't think it will sell well. And people memeing this whole thing is definitely not helping potential fashion collaborators take it more serious. The whole jump into it was very fast though.
He should have slowly introduced it and talked about it on stream slowly, not full switch and I started acting performative and treating a journal like some ancient scripture that holds the fucking cure to immortality or some stuff. Like,
it was only 3.5 months he was gone before doing this whole change. I feel like minimum you need a year for something like this. I guess for now we're gonna have to wait and see how it goes. I don't know if he's gonna completely quit streaming, but if I was his friend giving advice, I say hell no. No matter what, as a content creator, unless you're gonna retire after like 10 or 15 years, you gotta serve the people.
Ooh, I would say most YouTubers, Twitch streamers do quit. I would say YouTubers quit later than streamers do, obviously, because like how much like streamers usually stream like hours a day, so makes sense why YouTubers quit like later on. I would say most YouTubers end up quitting high 30s. I feel like streamers quit low 30s because like they start having kids and stuff like that.
That built you up,
or they either quit or very much slow down
what you are, or maybe that's only me. So yeah, we'll have me for another painstaking 10 years at minimum. Enjoy. Follow me on Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok. As always, I love you guys consensually, and until next time, I'm out.
Or W video. If you do enjoy videos like this, leave a like, subscribe, comment down below what video I'm reacting to next, and that's me signing off.